We'll wait for like 2, 3 minutes more, and then we'll start the session. Just waiting for more people to join in. We'll start the session in 2 minutes. We are just waiting for other people to join in.
Saurabh, I think we can start.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Okay, so let's start. Hello, everyone. In this rapidly evolving business landscape, the pursuit of masters in business administration has become more relevant than ever. Today, we are here to explore the endless possibilities, uncover the emerging trends, and gain valuable insights into the future of MBA programs. The future holds tremendous opportunities for those who dare to dream, innovate, and lead, with the aim of equipping you with the knowledge and foresight to make informed decisions. Our event will delve into several key points. First and foremost, we will dive into the questions that is in everyone's mind. What is the future of MBA? This encompasses understanding the diverse career opportunities that awaits MBA graduates, exploring the scope of specializations like marketing, operations, HR, finance that align with your passion and expertise, and delving into the comparison between online and residential MBA programs. We cannot ignore the influence of technology and its impact on the business world. Hence, we will discuss the role of new age tools such as business marketing, business analytics, artificial intelligence, augmented reality, virtual reality in the MBA landscape. Obviously, first of all, obviously, I would like to introduce you to our keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Kirti Datta ma'am. Professor Dr. Kirti Datta ma'am, she's a distinguished personality in the realms of corporate and academia with over 28 years of teaching experience. She has made significant contribution to the both sectors, leaving a lasting impact. She has a PhD in management, specializing in consumer behavior, branding, and communication. Additionally, she holds an MBA, further enhancing her comprehensive understanding of the business world. Dr. Kirti Dutta ma'am's passion lies in several domains, including brand management, consumer behavior, integrated marketing communication, marketing of services, digital marketing, and neuromarketing. In addition to her impressive credentials, Professor Dr. Kirti Dutta ma'am is also a TEDx speaker as well. Without taking further time, I will ask Kirti Dutta ma'am to take the session forward. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you so much for that very kind introduction. So, warm good evening to all the participants here. I understand that you are all applying for the MBA program, and so therefore we are right now talking about the relevance of MBA. So MBA was relevant when I was studying, is relevant now, and in times to come, it will always be relevant because we are talking about how to manage businesses. And businesses includes all forms of business, whether it is for-profit, not-for-profit, governments, any kind of business that you talk about. So therefore, the relevance of MBA is always going to be there forever. Right. Even when we did not have an MBA and businesses were being conducted, still people were managing businesses. So therefore, when we are talking about a formal MBA, what you will be learning, that is, a very sequential approach and a very hands-on approach to managing businesses. So we will be talking about all the domains that you can think of if you have to manage business, right? From operations, businesses, managing them through organizational behavior, HR, marketing of the businesses, right? Supply chain management, going international. So we are looking at all the stages of business. And now I would like to, just share with you that ours is a school of entrepreneurship. We're not a school of business, right? But we offer MBA because it's about business. Entrepreneurship is also about business. So why did we not say ourselves as a school of business rather than a school of entrepreneurship? Because, entrepreneurial mindset is something that is very, very important. And in your lifetime, you've just recently seen COVID, right? So that was something very, very uncertain, sprung upon all of us, but we all coped with it, we managed it. And, Nielsen study shows that in those 3 months of March to May, 9,700 new products were launched. So, while you were there sitting at homes wondering what this is about and afraid to even get the grocery from outside to inside, there were people out there who were looking at this as a business opportunity, and they were floating businesses, and they have earned a lot of money, right? So when we are saying business, we are looking at it from the entrepreneurial mindset point of view. Because going forward, you have to have an entrepreneurial mindset. It's these anti-fragile people who are going to be successful in times to come. And that is what we at Rishihood, tell you and teach you. And we want you to do, because what is entrepreneurship? Anyone? What is entrepreneurship? What is it about? Okay, it's business, but how is it different? You'll just have to give me a moment. So I think you had your moment. So do we have any? So it's entrepreneurship is about earning profit. Okay, yes. I would say that's a byproduct. Anything else? Do I have any other response? No. Okay. Started new business and self-dependent. Okay. Thank you, Siddharth. Anyone else? So when we say entrepreneurship, obviously it's about starting a new business and, doing earning profits and all these things. But when we say an entrepreneurial mindset, we are looking at individuals who are resilient, who are innovative, who are looking at solutions that can be given to the various problems at hand, and who are very, very resourceful, right? So is that not an individual you would want to hire in an organization if you were working there? So these are the qualities that we would want in any individual, whether you want to start your own business or you are seeking a job in any organization, right? So that's what we are looking at the School of Entrepreneurship. And these are the, going forward, they are the 5 meta skills that we focus on. We call it as the 5 C's. The first C being your competence. So how can we make you competent? Obviously, you have to have a strong knowledge base. So we are looking at our curriculum, everything that's there should be up to date. And you are all the Gen Zs and the Gen Alpha. So how do we engage you in that curriculum? How do we ensure that you become competent? These days, AI, ChatGPT, Microsoft image creators, all these are the buzzwords. So we've already, from this semester, incorporated that into our teaching pedagogy. And the students are supposed to do assignments and all these things with the help of these tools. Because again, going forward, these are going to be tools that will help you, stay relevant, and how you are also adding value apart from these tools that are there. So of course, we have to give you the skill set and the mindset. So that's what entrepreneurship is about, wherein we are making you have that, not only the skill set, but also the mindset, so that going forward, whatever be the situation, you are able to, make the most of it. And the entrepreneurial alertness is, the buzzword here, because when you're saying entrepreneurial alertness, what am I referring to? Anyone, any idea? What do so entrepreneurial mindset, you all know, but what is entrepreneurial alertness? So when you're alert for entrepreneurial ideas, right? When you're not looking for them, but when you're in a situation and you see, oh, there's this problem, how can I solve it? And you have a fresh idea to undertake on that. So that's the entrepreneurial alertness. And that is required whether you're working in an organization or you're alert for opportunities. Thank you, Deepak. I think it's Deepak. Yes, thank you, Deepak. So yes, that's what I am talking about, that when you are alert for opportunities, you're not seeking them out, but when the things that are happening around you, you are alert to that, and the entrepreneurial ideas come. So that is the entrepreneurial alertness that we are talking about. So I've talked about your competency. Then of course we have to have creativity, because for others, ChatGPT is there, they are doing all the things. So how can you be creative, right? How can you be different? So that's another thing that we look at, and that we also ensure, so for example, in certain subjects, okay, so Deepak also says, if I was alert, I may have started earlier than Ola founder by copying Uber. Right. Okay. So still, not much is lost. There are so many other opportunities. So let's look at them as well, right, Deepak? So now, if I talk about, the creative aspect of that, then while, studying, how can you apply the theories more creatively? So, for example, in the entrepreneurship course, we don't have an exam. Just day before yesterday, we had a summer carnival at the campus, wherein the students were asked to create a stall and sell whatever they wanted. So they had to conceptualize what they have to sell, how to procure that, how to make that, then price it, promote it. They could invite people from the local community. They were given additional bonus points for that, and how much profits they are going to make. Yes, thank you. So therefore, when we are talking about, the creativity, that's how we want to inculcate creativity in the students, so that going forward, you are creative. Yes, so yes, very right. We are saying that don't sell to customers, but help them to buy things. And that's where we are talking about creativity. The other meta skill that we are looking at is critical thinking. So how do we build that? So in the same, after the stalls, they are supposed to, tomorrow, they will be presenting their profit and loss statement account. And they will also be talking about their learnings, wherein they will say what they learned, what they did right, what probably they did not do right. Now, we were observing all students, and we will be evaluating them when they say, Shravya, you say I'm not audible. Am I not audible to everyone, or is there a problem?
Ma'am, I think you're audible. Shakir, do check your mic once. I think there will be some issue with your mic. Do check your mic.
Okay, thank you, Saurabh. So therefore, when we're talking about critical thinking, we are evaluating them, that are they thinking critically? Are they able to analyze themselves that this was what they did not do right, or this is what they should have planned earlier, and so on. So we look at the critical thinking as one of the meta skills, because going forward, we want the students to learn, obviously, but keep on unlearning and relearning, because things change at the go, right? AI was not there a few months ago. Now it's there and it's going to stay. So how do we unlearn and relearn to be competitive in this new environment? So that's why we are building this, meta skill of critical thinking. Uh, okay. And we are also talking about communication skills and how we can enhance your communication skills, and how another very important skill, how can we make you more and more collaborative in your approach? Because an individual will not be able to go very far. Very fast he can go, but if you have to go far, you will have to have a team with you. So collaboration again is very, very important. Before I proceed forward, I have a question from Deepak, that I have 8+ years of work ex and interested in employment reports, median salaries, and highest ones of the last 2 to 3 uh, class 2 to 3 batches. Hope to get this answered in this session. Okay, so before I proceed further, I'll answer that for you. If we talk about the highest and the lowest salaries and the median salaries of the last 2 to 3 batches, it's very simple. I don't have the answer, because yours would be the third batch. We are a new university. In the first batch, we had people who were, from somewhere from abroad, so they did not want jobs, and we had entrepreneurs, so they were doing that. So right now, I don't have that data to share with you. But next year, when you're a senior batch, they will go for placements. When they go, then I will have some data. So, but that would be next year. So I am very sorry to disappoint you regarding this answer, but that's how it is. But we do have a placement team, and we have from who would be the senior batch from the current batch. We do have these placement cell members, and they are there. They've started work because it's their own placement that they will be doing in the first batch. And going forward, when the fresh batch of MBA comes, then we will be getting more people to join the batch to take that forward. And we have our placement director also over there. So that should not be an issue, right? And the other important thing is that we are making you placeable for life. So if you do what we want you to do and how we want you to do it, I don't think salary should be an issue, right? So that is about the question. And coming back to, MBA and the relevance of MBA. So, the pedagogy and the tools there, they create a lot of difference. And we are also, not looking at your life skills, but we are looking at the thrive skills. And what do we mean by thrive skills? We are looking at your cognition, your thinking ability, right? Your behavioral skills, how you're behaving, and your social skills, how you are interacting with the people. And that is why we are, a residential campus, because we want to build these thrive skills in you. It's not only about the course that we are teaching, it's about the complete 360, orientation, which we want to bring about, so that going forward, you will, attract people, and people will want you to join their organization. And because, such kind of individuals who are entrepreneurial, why? Because every action that they do is self-directed. No one tells them to go and get up and do some work every day. They know that this is required. I need to do this. So, they are always very, very self-directed and motivated to perform all the tasks. And everyone is looking for these kind of individuals, right? So that is what we are also talking about at the School of Entrepreneurship. So we also have an incubation cell. So if you are that entrepreneur that wants to start up your own venture, so while you are studying over here in the 2 years, it's possible that you can start working on your venture. We have software, Bootup 360 by a Canadian company, and we have got it customized for our students. So in that, what we are doing is that right from the idea generation to the complete conceptualization and the launchpad stage, we have 4 modules over there. So you can take that up. You can, industry mentors are also there. Faculty mentors are also there. So you can start working on your idea. So at the end of 2 years, you not only have a degree, plus you have a workable idea. And in the final year, we can also call in venture capitalists. The university has its own funding, so you can apply for that. If you are able to convince the people that yes, this is what we have, then the question is, what is the amount of funding that the school can provide? So see, it's not a blanket funding that you come, oh yes, we will give you this funding. What is your idea about? You've seen Shark Tank, so you'll have to make that pitch. What is it that you're pitching? Because you'll have to give that much shares to us or the venture capitalists and all these things. So there's no, one line answer that I can give to that. It will all depend upon your idea, the feasibility of the idea, the people who are investing in that, how like-minded are they? Do they think that, yes, there is a lot of opportunity for this idea or not? So all that is going to be there, and you have to convince. But we will provide you resources for that. So we will have industry people. You can, constantly, so if the idea is strong, so then again, it would depend how much you would want to give, how much you would want to pitch to them. If you've seen Shark Tank, you would understand what I'm saying. So how much would you want to give to them? How much would you want in return, and all these things. So again, that's a very debatable question. I cannot just answer it like that, okay, you'll be getting a 5 lakh rupee funding or a 1 crore rupee funding. I cannot just say it like that. It will all depend upon the people who are listening to it and how much they can offer for in exchange for what you're willing to give them, obviously, because it is business at the end of the day. Right. So we do have all these options, but the good part is, like I was sharing just now with Manan as well, as he's here. So I was sharing with Manan as well that it's we do not leave the hands of a student at the end of 2 years. If you want to start your venture, obviously at the end of 2 years, it's a win-win, because you have your degree, you have your venture, you have funding, so you can go ahead and you can start your venture. But if in the next 2-3 years you feel that for some reason or the other, the venture did not take off, or the environment is so unpredictable, something happened, and you were not very, very successful, then up to 3 years, you can come back to the college and you can sit in the placement process for that cycle, right? So that is what is the backup that we will be giving to all our students. So that is there. So I think that it will make you very comfortable to even take that risk of starting up your own business. So that is the other important thing that we have over here, which I thought that you should know. And yes, we have a lot of tie-ups. So for example, if for the SIP, I can share some data with you for the summer internship. So we did send our last year our students to BlackBerry, HDFC. We had 2 students interning for a company in Singapore, 1 student for a company in Canada, and 1 student in Uganda. So the Canada and the Singapore were off-site in India because obviously because of COVID and they could not travel and all these things. But the Uganda, so we had the student coming in from Uganda. So she went back over there and she did her internship there. What kind of roles? So they were all HR roles, they were marketing roles, there were some studies that the Singapore person wanted to launch a business in India. So he wanted a feasibility study done. So they were all kind of things. So which were there. Again, it will depend upon, what is the profile that you're looking for, interested in. So if you want to go for, operations, you would try for that role and so on. And of course, all that is again, many of them were paid as well. So on an average, I think 7,000 to 8,000 was the amount, not a very big amount. But yes, most of the internships were also paid. This year we have Pick My Work that has come in, and they are offering an internship of 15,000. So we have one student who was able to crack that, and he has that. So that is happening this year. We have so all these things are there. Internship is an important part of your MBA program. And the other important aspect about our MBA is that we have a dual specialization. So you can pick up any two majors. So it's not a major or a minor. Right. So if you pick up, say, for example, finance and marketing. So tomorrow, if you don't have a job in finance, you can do a job in marketing and vice versa, because both of them are major subjects for you. So that's the added advantage that Rishihood University has over all the other PGDMs and MBAs. So that's there. And we have a strong mentee-mentor relationship as well. So faculty mentors will be allocated to each student, because we understand that, we have to provide you support and mentor you as well outside the classroom. So if you have any issues related to, any subjects which you can't understand, you need some extra sessions, whatever you want, you want some activity done, you want to call in some special guest lectures, looking for certain things, you can always go and discuss it with your mentor, and it will be brought to our notice, and we will ensure that we try to do that. So that is there. And student exchange tie-ups are there with some universities, but as of now, none of our student has opted for that. And going forward, we are working with other universities as well. So those universities are on our website. I'm very sorry, I don't remember the name of those universities right now, but you can check our website. It's given there. But going forward, we are working with some more universities in Europe and in America for a tie-up. I don't know whether how soon that will happen, because for student exchange, we have to map our curriculum with theirs and so on. So all that process is going on, and every university has their own credit systems and all these things. So that is in process, but I can't promise you anything right now that, okay, these are the universities, because unless and until it doesn't happen, we cannot commit to you. So that is there. And any questions that you have, anything? Because by and large, there are a lot of things that we are doing over here compared to, as far as our pedagogy is concerned. We have some of the core courses like analytics, we have put it into a core course. Supply chain management, again, it's a core course, which at other places could be an elective, but we want all the students to have all these knowledge, because many times, for example, Amazon, in earlier institutions, people were picked up because they had studied supply chain. So I have put it here as well as a part of the core course. Analytics, again, is a part of the core course. Many courses would require a report submission, so they would require active hands-on, so active hands-on, work. So how Rishihood aims, I have a question. How Rishihood aims to compete with the other best B schools in Gurgaon. Our competition is not only Gurgaon, but obviously all the best B schools in India and international. So what we have done is, yes, you're right. Curriculum is what we focus on. So the depth and the breadth of knowledge that we are giving to our students, because like I said, my first C is competence. So if I have to build competence in my students, I have to equip them with all the knowledge. And that is how my curriculum is, different. And right, I've been here for the last 3 years. I've founded the entire curriculum and everything. And we have a very good board of studies, international professors as well, practitioners from the entrepreneurial field in India and abroad. So they are all, vetting our curriculum. They are giving us the required inputs. And that's why, when you say that the curriculum is excellent, it's because it's a lot of hard work over there. I hope I was audible, because Manoj says I'm not audible. Do you want me to repeat?
Ma'am, I think you're audible. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I was trying to share about our curriculum, and I've like I said that I've been here for 3 years, and I have founded the entire course structures and the changes that are happening, and the pedagogy and everything. Every semester, right on day one, we give a detailed teaching plan to all the students for every subject, which includes, if it's a 45 hour class. So in what class, what will be taught, what is the learning outcome, if there are case studies, that is also there. How we will evaluate you, that's also there in this DTP. So it's an extensive 40, 50 page probably document, depending upon the number of case studies that are also attached over there. So you have the whole material right up front. So then, okay, now the 5th class, this is the case study I have to read and come. So we are expecting you to do all those things. Now, how we are going to evaluate you? So if I say there's a presentation, how I'm going to evaluate the presentation, even that rubric is there. So that we want you to, because I said develop your critical thinking, right? We want you to look at your own presentation, look at the rubric and see where you stand, right? And again, improvise, change, because everything has to be earned, right? It's not that you are here, so you'll get things. That's not how it works. You will have to earn each and every mark that you are going to get in every subject. So that's why, our core, focus is on the curriculum and the strength of the curriculum. And that's where we beat not only the best B schools in Gurgaon, India, but I have mapped it against the 3 top B schools of the world as well. So we do it like that. Any other question? So if it's there on the brochure, it's what we are going to do. Because I am a marketing person, I'm not a salesperson. So if I promise you something, I'll deliver. And that's for sure.
Yes, ma'am. So there's a question that has been put up by a person. So he's asking, so according to you, ma'am, what's the future of MBA? So whether like 5, 10 years down the line, do you see AI robots or AI bots ruling the MBA graduates? Like they will be the people who will be deciding the fate of MBA graduates. What will be the scenario according to you?
Okay, so Saurabh, I would like to take everyone back to my childhood, when the computers came in and everyone was predicting the same thing with the human race, that now computers have come and, people are going to lose jobs, they are going to be irrelevant, they will do all the work and so on. But that never happened, right? You need individuals to do all these tasks. So going forward, the AI is there, yes, but how are we going to use it? We have to develop those competencies, right? So going forward, you will require people to run the businesses, but not the mundane tasks that can be, delegated. So so even today, if I'm drafting a letter, I just go to ChatGPT, I say, write a letter to so and so for this and this, and give 4, 5 instructions. I have the letter ready, I copy paste. But I still have to do a lot of editing, right? Because it will repeat, right? It's but the operator, right? So Deepak is also saying it's the operator who's doing stuff. So it's the individuals who are going to do it. So you have to have develop competencies there. Use AI as an assistant, right? Don't be dependent on that, because AI is not foolproof. It still makes a lot of mistakes. It's still doing a lot of grammatical errors as well. Now it started doing, when it came in, Saurabh, it was perfect. And I was even telling students that now you don't have to worry about your grammar, because AI is drafting perfect things. But, this week I saw it was making grammatical errors as well. So you still need to be there to refine that thing. So the human intelligence, it will evolve, right? Right. And our skills and our minds are there. So we will evolve, we will do stuff. And so it's the machines that are dependent on us. The day we become dependent on them, so then that would be the doom for not even MBA, for anyone who does that, right? So we have to coexist, and it's we who have to decide how much help we are going to take from them, and then what is it that we are going to add value in. And that's always relevant for every product. As an individual, if I am a product, even I have to be relevant.
Thank you, ma'am. So there is a question from Ankit. He's asking, are there any specific skills or competencies that MBA graduates should focus on in this developing like state of
Saurabh, there are these meta skills that I talked about, like creativity, like critical thinking, right? You have to have these meta skills, because these are what are, going forward, it will help you survive. It will help you unlearn and relearn. It will tell you what is required now. What are the competencies? So, I mean, I was in a generation wherein when we entered the computer room, we had to take our shoes out. And, so now we are talking and delivering sessions on laptops, and I'm teaching digital marketing, right? So therefore, I had this meta skill of adapting, of relearning what is happening right now. If I had not had that, I would not be here right now. Right, I would not have delivered that TED talk that you discussed just now, right? So as an individual, all these things are there forever, for sure, whether you do an MBA or you don't do an MBA. But if you have these meta skills going forward, it is all these people who have these meta skills that are going to survive and remain relevant. Just last year, there are so many people lost jobs in the IT sector.
Right.
No, the reason was just because, IT is evolving at such a fast pace. And if I am not upgrading myself, why will the company hire me still? Right. So it was not the company at fault who was laying off all these people. If there's a new language coming in, something new is happening, and if I'm not evolving, then why will anyone hire me? Right. So yes, one who fails to adapt will perish. Darwin's theory, yes, perfectly correct and still relevant.
Right, ma'am. So there's another student is asking. He wants to go into Shark Tank, and he wants to know, like, so if he gets selected in Rishi University, will he be able to get into the Shark Tank? What are the skills that he will be needing, and will Rishi University will able to give that kind of skill, the risk taking ability, the entrepreneurial mindset, these kind of things?
Yes, Saurabh. So at Rishihood, because we are School of Entrepreneurship, it's inbuilt into our curriculum. This is how our curriculum is unique and different. We are going to ensure all these skills, but obviously it's up to the student to imbibe them and, take those risks. And, going to a Shark Tank, we have our own Shark Tank. We have our own incubation cell, right? And he can apply to our, incubation cell as well, and pitch to the VCs here, venture capitalists here. And even if, just one tip that I would like to give, if you have to be successful, you have to look at the pain point. You have to look at the requirement of the customer. What is there irritating them, and how can your product remove that irritation? How can they facilitate the customer? So it's all about the customer and their pain points. If that is what he has his hands on, that's the pulse. He will be successful.
Yes, ma'am. And so there is a student who is asking, so what's the difference between an online MBA program and a proper physical MBA program? And
Okay.
uh, like how he can decide in terms of quality, like which one will be better, online or like a offline MBA program?
Okay, so online, you all have gone through online during whichever stage you were at that particular point of time during COVID, and you've seen everything shifted online. You have to decide for yourself how effective do you think they were. Right. So, Saurabh, I'd like to quote a study here. I'm a part of an international, researchers team. We are spread across the globe. So I have one in Norway, one in Switzerland, one in Lebanon. I'm here in India.
Mhm.
So we are all studying and doing a lot of research, active research. And therein we did a study on all the students and the online thing, and we applied a theory of adult learning. So adult learning is always self-directed, right?
Mhm.
Because online is self-directed. There's no faculty there to see whether you're studying, whether you're doing this or not, right? So if I am an adult, and if I have the laptop in front of me, uh, how was I interacting with the class? Was I self-motivated to study or not? And there were a host of questions. So the findings were that, people felt that because of online, the interaction with the peers was missing.
Mm.
And it's a lot of learning happens through the peers as well, because when you're in a class and you're seeing someone else is performing better than you, then that competitive spirit comes in, and you feel that, yes, I also need to step up. Oh, he's doing that or she's doing that, I also need to do that. So the peer influence is very, very strong whenever we are talking about learning. But in the online mode, that was missing, and they felt that the interaction with the peer was less, right? So that is one. And I would agree with Deepak when he's saying we learn by doing things. So in online, if offline, I have the class, I teach them a concept, I make them do an exercise, they are all there together, they present, their presentation skills improve, their communication skills improve, their, thinking on the toes improves. So there are so many things in your personality that are getting upgraded. But when in offline, people switch off their camera, they are slouching, they are not appropriately attired, they do not even have the capacity to sit straight
Mm.
for for a number of hours. But going in the corporate world, if you are in a meeting, you have to be appropriately attired, and you have to sit there straight and attentive. So all those things are missing when we say online. But it's up to the students. There are so many situations of life, I cannot say for everyone. But if everything, I mean, chemistry में जब हम लोग experiments करते थे तो कहते थे all the things remaining normal, this is how it
Mm.
happens. So all the things remaining normal, if everything is in place, I would want the students to do it offline from wherever,
Mm.
right? If they cannot
Mm.
come to Rishihood University, because online is you will get the degree, right? But you will not get the required skills. And
Mm.
yes, it's for working professionals who are already working in the corporate sector, right? So for them, there's a paucity of time that they go and do it online, because the rest of the skills they are already getting from the corporate world. Right. But if you are graduate, and if you have to still step into the corporate world, I would not recommend online.
Thank you, ma'am. So there is a question from Sheikh Mohammed. So he's asking, what is the basic need for sales marketing as well as to be an analyst in business marketing for MBA? So what are the, I think he's asking, what are the skills which are required to be into the sales marketing or
Hmm.
in business marketing?
Okay, so for becoming or coming in sales and marketing, understanding of the people is very, very important, right?
Mm.
So because at the heart of marketing is the consumer or the customer. And we also say that education, I cannot teach anyone, I can draw the education that's within you, right? So when I teach marketing, it's about, their experiences with the ads that they see, with the products that they've interacted with. And from there, what did they feel? So it's a two-way process wherein I first put them in the consumer's shoe. As a consumer, what did they feel? How did they react? What was the act of that? And then as a marketer, right? Why did they do this strategy? What was the outcome that they were looking for? And if there is a gap, what is the gap? And then what can be done to fill the gap? So whatever we are doing, we have to empathize with our customers. We have to understand them, understand what is it that they require. I need a hole in the wall. Whether you give me a hammer and nail to do that, or you give me a laser to do that, right? That's up to you. But what do I want? So that's the important part.
Yes, ma'am. So there's another question. Ankit is no, sorry, yeah, Ankit is asking. So he's an introvert, and
Mm-hmm.
he's saying that as Indian parents, we see that normally a lot of Indians are not risk takers. They don't want to enter the entrepreneurial arena or start their business. They want to play safe. So how can he become? How can he like move away from that like mindset and be like a risk taker and try to be like an extrovert? So he wants to be
Mm-hmm.
like an entrepreneur in a long
So
run.
Ankit, first of all, I would say that it's a myth that the introverts or the extroverts are more, is it's better than the introverts. Being an introvert is not a weakness, because you are still interacting with yourself. Now, how do you present it? The communication aspect is something that you need to work on, right, Ankit? So, having said that, now. When I was telling you about the incubation cell, why we did that was because when we were talking about entrepreneurship and talking to parents, all the parents had the similar refrain that, okay, I want my child to do the business, but I don't have the money to do that, to give him that. And the children were saying that, okay, first few years I would want to work in an organization, amass all the money that I would need, and then start my venture. So, to take care of that, only we started off with the incubation cell, so that you don't have to go through that hassle. Why waste 3 years of your time doing something, or just to collect money? We have that. You should be passionate enough about what you want to do and come out with a solid reason. So you make us give you that money and go and do it. And that's why the 3 years that safety net also that we are providing, so that your parents are comfortable that, okay, if I'm not successful, I can still go back and get a job, right? So all these what over a period of time we've been doing is just so that we can give that safety net to all our students.
Yes, ma'am. So there is another student who has asked a question. So he's asking, what habits should an entrepreneur put in his daily routine to be a goal oriented, and that will be helpful to achieve his goals easily? Any kind of routine that he can follow.
Okay, so so if you look at the traits of an entrepreneur, Google Devta is there. You can go and Google that. They'll give you complete list. Sorry, it's so long. It's a never-ending list. I
Yes,
mean,
ma'am.
if God comes down, only He would be able to exhibit all those qualities, right?
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
I mean, when we say an entrepreneur and we want to develop it, you as an entrepreneur, from where do we start? We start with you. No, what are you good at? So, Saurabh, so this was the nail art that I got done at the summer
Carnival.
carnival, right?
Correct.
So, there was this girl. She's good in arts. She had the nail paints. She just sat there and she made so much money, right?
Hmm.
But I would not have been able to do that because I don't know nail art, right? So you have to first understand your core competence, because everyone is unique and everyone has something to offer. So what is it that you have to offer? Are you a tech guy?
Hmm.
Can you make apps? Are you a people's person? Can you open up a services firm? So what is it that you are good at? Look at yourself, just introspect, see, and then decide that what is this quality and how do you want to hone it, and then do it every day. So if you're doing that every day, 2 hours, it becomes a part of your subconscious activity. It's like, riding a bike. The first few times we have to make a conscious effort about what to do it. And then once it gets into our, subconscious mind, we just get on it and we do it. Right. So that's what we are saying, that whatever you're good at, and what do you want to do in life? Just look at these two. So sort of here, I would say that they can go and look at my TED Talk, because I've just talked about all these things there as well. So just look at what you want to do in life and what you are good at, and then hone your skills. There is no right answer. There's no wrong answer there. Whatever you are good at, look at your core competency and develop that. There's going to be, and if there's something that people require related to that, because you're a consumer as well, look at it from that point of view and hone it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. The final question that I wanted to ask you. So, like, being a dean, how difficult is it to getting updated each and every year? Technology is coming in this VUCA world. I keep on discussing with you, but like, how difficult is it for you and your team to get the curriculum updated each and every year and have a proper integration between the industry and the curriculum?
Yes, Saurabh, it's a big task. And it's a 24-hour job, 24/7, because, during the semesters, the teachings are going on, the classes are going on, and every class requires a lot of preparation, because I have to take you from the understanding to the application level. I have to plan my sessions well in advance to do all those things. So that requires a lot of time. And after my classes are over, so from next week onwards, exams are going to happen. Right now, I'm moderating all the question papers, because our question papers have no direct questions. They are all application-oriented questions. So even the faculty have to be taught how to, prepare a question paper for this kind of a pedagogy. So that requires, it is a lot of hard work, sort of. And then going forward, looking at what we've done this last year, and of course, every day we reading the newspapers and everything, I make that a habit, that I'm up to date about what's happening out there, because I also have to adapt on the go. If I'm teaching something and all of a sudden something comes, I have to tell that to the students, right? So that again, you have to focus on the self as well, on your own knowledge. So you have to have some time, some hours doing that. And how do I do that? By research. Because when you're researching, you have to read the complete topic and everything. You have to look at the consumers. You have to prepare questions for them. What are they answering? What are they doing? So, that research aspect really helps me in my classroom delivery and updating the curriculum. So that is one. Then after I've done that, obviously I have all my mentors there, faculty and industry people in the board of studies. I share it with them, and they also go through it, and they are, sort of, I just cannot, no thanks is enough for them, because money is nothing. I mean, whatever money we are paying them, that's nothing compared to the amount of hard work that they are putting in. So big thanks to them, that they actually go through everything, and they have comments there, and they have their inputs there. Even though sometimes they say, oh, this is wonderfully done. Even that is good enough for me, because it says that, yes, they've read it and it's okay, and there's nothing more to add there. So, even that gives me a lot of confidence that, yes, what I've thought is good enough for the students to learn. Right. So,
Yes,
so this now coming 2-3 months, wherein all the students are going for internships, we are just going to look at our curriculum and revise everything. We'll have a board of studies, then we have a governing council. We'll present whatever we are doing to them. So every year, Saurabh, I have my board of studies. I do not wait for 2-3 years to upgrade the curriculum. Every year I'm doing it. So this year for the MBA, I have made some changes as well. I've done 2 courses on AI. Right, so it's analytics and visual presentation also I've added, because going forward is how you're presenting stuff, to the board. All that is also very, very important. So every year it's a big task. It's a big task. But just so that I can say this with confidence, whenever anyone asks me, I do that.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you so much, ma'am. Tanu, I will ask you to enable my screen sharing so that I can share a small video of Rishihood University.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, is your audio okay?
No, we can't hear the audio. While sharing, you'll have to click on a box that says the share the audio. You'll have to share it again.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay.
At the bottom, when you're sharing, it will come share the audio. You'll have to click on it.
Okay. Okay, share sound, I guess.
Yes.
Wait, is the sound there?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone who has joined. Thank you so much, Kirti Dutta man, for joining. It's always a pleasure to listen to each and every session. And so, by the way, the admissions are open for the Rishihood University MBA program. Do apply as soon as possible. We'll be closing with the admission process within like 2-3 weeks. And if I talk about the admission process, there are 3 steps of application process. So first of all, you have to fill the application form that's there on the admission portal. We'll share the link with you. Tutanu will be sharing the link in the chat box. You can click on fill the application form. As per the processing of the application form, you will have to give an RSAT examination. It's completely online. Once you give the RSAT examination, the final stage is the interview round. So there are 3 stages of admission process in the MBA program that we have. We also offer scholarships as well. So in case if interested for the scholarship, we'll be closing with the scholarship process within 2 weeks. So if you're interested in joining in for the MBA program, do apply as soon as possible. I hope everyone knows that this is a completely residential program. It's not online. It's not partly residential. It is completely it's a completely residential program that we have. It's a 2 years program. If I talk about the tuition fee, it's 3.5 lakhs per annum, and boarding and lodging fee is around 1.6 lakhs. Uh, if I talk about the eligibility, if you are in the final year of graduation, or if you are a working professional, want to enter the MBA arena, want to do an MBA program, I think this is the right choice for you. The kind of skill that you're going to learn, the kind of knowledge that you're going to gain, the kind of network that you're going to build in Rishihood University in the MBA program will be uncomparable to any other program that you have. And if I talk about why should you pursue an MBA from Rishihood University, there are 3-4 reasons that I'm going to talk about. Obviously, Rishihood University is an impact-driven university. We won't find any kind of university which is named or which has a baseline of impact-driven initiative that we have. Normally, we focus on developing entrepreneur mindset. In the final year, you have dual specialization for wider career scope options. The faculty-student ratio is around 1:5. And also the diverse peer group that we'll find here will be right from 25 plus states across India. As ma'am said, you have like an incubation fund, which is around 5 crores, which is up to 5 crores. And also up to 100% merit-based, need-based scholarship and profile-based scholarships are there. If you are interested in joining our MBA program, if you are passionate about doing something impactful, if you want to start your own enterprise, it can be social, it can be profitable. I think the Rishihood's MBA program is the right choice for you. Do apply as soon as possible. If you have any queries that you want to know, it can be placement, it can be infrastructure, it can be faculty, it can be comparison between any university with us, with any XYZ university in India and abroad. We'll be more than happy to solve your queries. We are available 24 into 7, 365 days. You just have to drop a text on our WhatsApp message or just give us a call. We'll be always be there to support and guide you for the MBA program. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Kirti ma'am.
Thank you, Saurabh. And I would like to thank everyone for being here and participating so actively in the session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.